Our planet has some of the most beautiful scenery, but unlike tourist-heavy cities and towns, there are some places that no human should ever venture to visit. These are landscapes sculpted by forces that are indifferent to our existence, places where nature's power is on full and often terrifying display. From the searing heat of desolate deserts to the crushing pressures of the deep, from islands teeming with deadly creatures to lands poisoned by our own hand, these locations hold a grim fascination. They are the Earth's untamed corners, reminders that not all of this world was made for us. And yet, we are drawn to them. There is a primal curiosity that pulls us towards the extreme, a desire to understand the very limits of life and survival. These places are not destinations for a casual holiday, they are nature's fortresses, fiercely guarded by lethal conditions. To step into them is to challenge the fundamental laws of survival, to face elements that can extinguish life in an instant. They are beautiful, yes, but their beauty is a deadly siren's call, a warning of the immense power that lies just beyond our comfortable, civilized world. In this journey, we will explore these formidable locations from the safety of our screens. We will witness the raw, unfiltered power of our planet and understand why some frontiers should remain unconquered. These are the top 15 most dangerous places on Earth where the price of a single misstep is absolute. Join me as we venture into the world's most perilous realms, places where humanity is, and should remain, merely a visitor in spirit. Our journey begins off the coast of Brazil, some 93 miles from the bustling metropolis of São Paulo. Here lies a small, unassuming island known as Ilha da Queimada Grande. To the untrained eye, it might appear to be a lush, tropical paradise, an untouched jewel in the vast Atlantic. But this island holds a terrifying secret, one that has earned it a far more ominous name: Snake Island. It is a place so perilous that the Brazilian government has forbidden any human from setting foot on its shores, a restriction born not from bureaucracy, but from a primal need for preservation. The reason for this extreme measure is the island's unique and deadly inhabitants. It is home to the golden lancehead pit viper, one of the most venomous snakes in the world. Isolated from the mainland millennia ago, these serpents have evolved in a unique ecosystem. With no ground-level predators, their population has exploded. Conservative estimates suggest there is at least one snake for every square meter of land. Their venom is astonishingly potent, capable of melting human flesh and causing death within an hour. Imagine a world where every step could be your last, where the rustle of leaves is not the whisper of the wind, but a harbinger of a swift, agonizing end. The golden lanceheads have adapted to hunt birds, striking them from the trees and waiting for the potent neurotoxin to do its work. It is this unique, horrifying density of lethal predators that makes Snake Island a place of nightmares. It is a living laboratory of evolution, but one that is utterly and rightly off-limits to humankind. We now travel to the island of Sumatra in Indonesia, a land that sits upon the volatile Pacific Ring of Fire. Here, Mount Sinabung stands as a stark and powerful testament to the planet's restless nature. For 4 centuries this colossal stratovolcano lay dormant, a sleeping giant that locals had come to see as a permanent peaceful feature of their landscape. They cultivated its fertile slopes, building villages and lives in its shadow, lulled into a false sense of security by its long, silent slumber. But in August of 2010 the giant awoke. With a deafening roar, Sinabung erupted, shattering 400 years of peace. A colossal plume of ash and gas billowed miles into the sky, and pyroclastic flows, incandescent currents of hot gas and volcanic matter, surged down its slopes at terrifying speeds. The eruption was not a singular event, but the beginning of a new, violent era for the volcano. Thousands were displaced, their homes and livelihoods consumed by ash and lava. Subsequent eruptions have claimed at least 15 lives, a tragic toll for those who lived too close to its fury. Today, Mount Sinabung remains on high alert. It is a constantly simmering threat, prone to unpredictable and explosive outbursts. The air around it is often thick with sulfurous gases, and the landscape is a gray, barren testament to its destructive power. Indonesian authorities have established a permanent exclusion zone around the summit, making it completely off-limits to climbers and villagers alike. It serves as a humbling reminder that the earth beneath our feet is not static, and that some sleeping giants are best left undisturbed. Our next destination is not a fixed point on a map, but a vast, enigmatic expanse of the North Atlantic Ocean. It is a place defined by mystery and folklore, a region that has captured the human imagination for generations. It is, of course, the Bermuda Triangle. Roughly bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, this stretch of water, also known as the Devil's Triangle, has become synonymous with unexplained phenomena. The legends speak of ships and aircraft vanishing without a trace, their crews lost to the depths, leaving behind nothing but questions. The stories are numerous and chilling. In 1945, Flight 19, a squadron of 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers, disappeared during a routine training mission. A rescue plane sent to find them also vanished. In 1918, the USS Cyclops, a massive naval cargo ship with over 300 crew members, was lost without ever sending a distress signal. These are but 2 of the more famous incidents that have cemented the Triangle's reputation as a place where the laws of physics and probability seem to bend and break. While scientists and skeptics offer rational explanations for these disappearances, the allure of the unknown persists. Theories range from the plausible to the fantastical. Some propose immense, unpredictable rogue waves capable of swallowing a ship whole. Others point to volatile methane gas eruptions from the seabed that could disrupt buoyancy and down aircraft. And then, there are the more supernatural hypotheses, portals to other dimensions, alien abductions, or remnants of advanced Atlantean technology. Whatever the truth may be, the Bermuda Triangle remains a powerful symbol of the ocean's unforgiving nature, and its capacity to hold secrets we may never uncover. Number 12, Lake Nyos, Tanzania. In the heart of the Great Rift Valley in northern Tanzania, lies a body of water that honestly, seems to belong on another world. This is Lake Nyos, a salt and soda lake whose appearance is as beautiful as it is deadly. Its shallow waters are often tinged with a haunting spectral red, a color that comes from salt-loving microorganisms thriving in its punishing environment. From a distance, it can look like a vast, serene mirror, reflecting the African sky, but this beauty actually conceals a lethal secret, one that's earned it the grim nickname of Medusa's Lake. The water of Lake Nyos is incredibly alkaline, with a pH level that can reach as high as 10.5, nearly as corrosive as ammonia. It's saturated with a chemical compound called natron, a mix of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate that flows in from the surrounding volcanic hills. This caustic brew is just deadly to most forms of life. Any animal, especially birds, that's unlucky enough to fall into the lake is subjected to a terrifying process. The high alkalinity basically calcifies their bodies, preserving them in a stone-like state. The lake's glass-like surface often deceives birds, who see it as a safe landing spot, only to find themselves trapped in its toxic embrace. The haunting, petrified sculptures of these creatures that wash ashore are a chilling testament to the lake's power. While some extremophiles, like the lesser flamingo, have adapted to breed on its salt islands, for most of the animal kingdom, any contact with Lake Nyos water is a death sentence. It's a place of stark chemical beauty, a natural mummification chamber on an epic scale. Number 11, Death Valley, California, USA. We now journey to the Mojave Desert in eastern California, to a place with a name that, well, leaves no doubt as to its nature, Death Valley. This long, narrow basin is a land of superlatives, a place of extreme and unrelenting hostility. It holds the record for the highest air temperature ever reliably recorded on Earth, a staggering 56.7 degrees Celsius, or 134 degrees Fahrenheit. In this searing furnace, the human body is pushed beyond its limits. Without a constant supply of water, a person can perish from heat stroke in as little as 14 hours. The landscape itself is one of stark, desolate beauty. Vast salt flats shimmer under the oppressive sun, cracked and barren. Towering sand dunes, which are said to sing as the wind passes over them, create an ever-shifting alien terrain. But perhaps the most mysterious feature of Death Valley is the phenomenon of the sailing stones of Racetrack Playa. Here, large rocks, some weighing hundreds of pounds, appear to move across the flat, dry lake bed on their own, leaving long tracks behind them as evidence of their impossible journey. For decades, this mystery baffled scientists. Only recently was the secret revealed. In winter, a rare combination of light rain and freezing temperatures creates a thin sheet of ice. As the sun warms the ice, it breaks into large floating panels. Driven by gentle winds, these panels push the rocks, sliding them slowly across the slick, muddy surface below. When the playa dries, only the tracks remain, a silent record of this extraordinary geological ballet. Death Valley is a place that can kill, but it's also a place of profound and complex natural wonders, a testament to the strange and beautiful processes that shape our planet's most extreme environments. Number 10. The Danakil Desert, Eritrea. Our expedition now takes us to the Horn of Africa, to a region that's been aptly described as the crucible of creation and, more grimly, hell on earth. This is the Danakil Desert, a vast expanse stretching across parts of Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Djibouti. It is, without hyperbole, one of the most hostile and geologically active places on the planet. Here, the concept of hospitality is, frankly, utterly alien. The average annual temperature hovers around a relentless 35 degrees Celsius, or 95 degrees Fahrenheit, making it one of the hottest places year-round. The landscape of the Danakil is a vision of a primordial, violent Earth. It's dominated by active volcanoes, their slopes scarred by fresh flows of black lava. The ground itself hisses and steams, venting noxious, sulfurous gases into the superheated air. This is a place where the Earth's crust is thin, stretched to its breaking point by immense tectonic forces. It feels less like a part of our modern world, and more like a glimpse into its fiery, chaotic birth. Survival here is a moment-to-moment struggle against overwhelming environmental pressure. Despite these hellish conditions, the Afar people have called this desert home for centuries. They've adapted to this brutal environment, undertaking the arduous task of mining salt from the desert's vast, sun-baked flats. They lead camel caravans across the burning plains, a journey fraught with peril, from the extreme heat to the risk of encountering hostile groups in a politically unstable region. The Danakil Desert is a stark reminder that life, even human life, can find a way to persist in the most unlikely and unforgiving corners of our world. Number 9. The Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. Within the larger Danakil Desert lies an even more extreme and otherworldly location, the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. This is the northern part of the Afar Triangle, a geological depression that sits at the confluence of three tectonic plates, the African, the Somali, and the Arabian. These colossal plates are actively pulling away from each other in a process known as rifting, literally tearing the continent apart. As a result, the floor of the depression has sunk to more than 100 meters below sea level, one of the lowest points on the Earth's surface. This geological turmoil creates a landscape that is utterly surreal. The ground is a psychedelic tapestry of vibrant colors, acid yellow sulfur fields, turquoise blue salt pools, and rust-red mineral deposits. This is not the work of life, but of chemistry. Hydrothermal systems, superheated and mineral-rich water from deep within the earth, bubble up to the surface, creating geysers and pools of boiling acidic liquid. The air is thick with the suffocating stench of chlorine and sulfur, poisonous to breathe for any extended period. The heat is almost unimaginable. Temperatures in the depression can soar above 50 degrees Celsius, making it feel like an open-air oven. Small shield volcanoes ooze black basaltic lava across the cracked ground, constantly reshaping the terrain. It is a land in a constant state of violent flux, a place where the processes that form a new ocean can be witnessed firsthand. The Danakil Depression is often called the gateway to hell, and looking at its bubbling, fuming, and dangerously hot landscape, it is very easy to see why. Number 8. The Valley of Death, Russia. We travel now to the far east of Russia, to the remote and forbidding Kamchatka Peninsula. This is a land of fire and ice, with one of the highest concentrations of active volcanoes in the world. Nestled near the base of the Kikpinich volcano lies a place with a chillingly direct name, Dolina Smerti, the Valley of Death. Discovered by scientists in the 1970s, this small valley, just over a mile long, has earned its morbid moniker for a truly terrifying reason. It is a natural death trap. The valley floor is littered with the corpses of animals. Birds, foxes, bears, and other creatures that wander into this seemingly peaceful area succumb to an invisible killer. The cause is a deadly cocktail of volcanic gases, primarily hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide, that seeps from fissures in the ground. Being heavier than air, these gases accumulate in the low-lying valley, creating a suffocating, oxygen-deprived pocket. Unsuspecting animals are overcome quickly, often dying within minutes of entering the toxic zone. What makes the Valley of Death even more unsettling is the state of the bodies. The same poisonous gases that kill also act as a preservative. The high concentration of hydrogen sulfide inhibits the bacteria that would normally cause decomposition. As a result, the animals' bodies remain remarkably intact for long periods, creating a silent, macabre tableau of death. It is an animal graveyard, a stark and powerful illustration of the hidden dangers that can lurk within even the most beautiful volcanic landscapes. Number 7. Madidi National Park, Bolivia. From the volcanic desolation of Russia, we journey to the lush, vibrant heart of the Amazon basin in Bolivia. Here lies Madidi National Park, a place of staggering biodiversity. Spanning from the snow-capped peaks of the Andes to the tropical rainforests of the Tuichi River, Madidi is considered one of the most biodiverse places on the planet. It is a true paradise for wildlife, a seemingly idyllic expanse of untouched nature. But this paradise is deceptive. Beneath its beautiful exterior lies a world of hidden dangers. Madidi is home to some of the most aggressive and poisonous fauna in the world. The rainforest floor and canopy teem with life, but much of it is armed with potent venom, toxins, and a fierce will to survive. Fer-de-lance snakes, coral snakes, and wandering spiders are just a few of the venomous inhabitants. Jaguars, the apex predators of the jungle, roam the undergrowth. But the danger is not limited to what can bite or sting you. The plant life itself can be hostile, with some species being highly poisonous to the touch. Even the smallest, most insignificant-seeming wound can have dire consequences in Madidi's humid environment. A simple cut or insect bite can quickly become infected with flesh-eating parasites that are notoriously difficult to treat. Contact with certain plants can cause severe rashes, itching, and dizziness. One expedition of scientists who spent time in the park reported that nearly all of them were afflicted by some form of parasite or fungal infection. Madidi National Park is a perfect example of a place where nature's beauty and its lethality are inextricably intertwined. Number 6. Bikini Atoll, Marshall Islands. Our next location takes us to the middle of the Pacific Ocean, to a string of coral islands that form the Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands. Before the mid-20th century, this was a tranquil paradise, home to a small indigenous population who lived a peaceful existence, fishing in the clear turquoise lagoon. But in 1946, this idyllic life was shattered forever. The United States chose this remote atoll as the site for a series of nuclear weapons tests, an operation codenamed Crossroads. The islanders were relocated, told it was for the good of mankind. Between 1946 and 1958, the United States detonated 23 nuclear devices at Bikini Atoll, both in the air and underwater. The most powerful of these was the Castle Bravo test in 1954, a hydrogen bomb that yielded an explosion 1,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The blast vaporized 3 islands, carved a mile-wide crater in the lagoon floor, and sent a cloud of radioactive fallout drifting across the Pacific, contaminating nearby atolls, and a Japanese fishing boat, the Lucky Dragon No. 5. Today, the atoll presents a strange and haunting paradox. Nature has begun to reclaim the islands. The bomb craters are now filled with vibrant coral reefs, and the waters teem with large sharks and fish, seemingly thriving in the absence of humans. But this is a poisoned paradise. The soil, the coconuts, and the marine life are all contaminated with dangerous levels of radiation, particularly cesium-137. Although the background radiation has decreased, consuming local food would deliver a dangerous dose. The original inhabitants and their descendants can never return home. Bikini Atoll stands as a permanent silent monument to the terrifying and long-lasting legacy of the atomic age. Number 5. Nika Crystal Cave, Mexico. Deep beneath the Chihuahuan Desert in northern Mexico lies a subterranean wonder that, honestly, just defies belief. This is the Cueva de los Cristales, the Cave of Crystals, connected to the Nika mine. Discovered by miners in the year 2000, this chamber is a geological cathedral, home to the largest natural selenite crystals ever found on Earth. Glistening, translucent beams of gypsum, some reaching over 11 meters in length and weighing up to 55 tons, crisscross the cave in a chaotic, breathtaking display. It is a scene of immense alien beauty. But, this extraordinary beauty comes at a deadly price. The very conditions that allowed these crystals to grow over hundreds of thousands of years make the cave utterly inhospitable to human life. The chamber is located above a magma pocket, heating it to a sweltering 58 degrees Celsius. Compounding the heat is the humidity, which hovers between 90 and 99%. In this environment, the human body cannot cool itself by sweating. The air is already too saturated with moisture for perspiration to evaporate. To enter this cave is to risk cooking from the inside out. Unprotected, a person would lose consciousness in under 10 minutes, and would likely not survive much longer. Even with specially designed protective suits packed with ice and equipped with a breathing apparatus, scientists and explorers can only endure the crushing conditions for about 30 minutes at a time. The Nika Crystal Cave is a tantalizing glimpse into a hidden geological masterpiece, a treasure chamber that nature fiercely protects with an armor of unbearable heat and humidity. Number 4. Kawah Ijen Volcano, Indonesia. We return to Indonesia, a country defined by its volcanic activity, to witness a phenomenon that is both mesmerizingly beautiful and profoundly toxic. This is the Kawah Ijen Volcano Complex in East Java. By day, it presents a stunning vista, a 1-kilometer-wide crater lake of a striking turquoise blue, its tranquil surface belying the danger within. This is no ordinary lake. It is the world's largest acidic crater lake, a cauldron of hydrochloric and sulfuric acid so concentrated it can dissolve metal. As night falls, Kawah Ijen reveals its most spectacular and dangerous secret. High-pressure sulfuric gases emanate from cracks in the volcano's flank. When these gases come into contact with the air, they ignite, burning with an ethereal electric blue flame. This liquid sulfur then flows down the mountain, creating rivers of blue fire, a sight that is both hellish and beautiful. It is one of the few places on Earth where this natural spectacle can be witnessed on such a grand scale. But this beauty is born from extreme toxicity. The air is thick with choking clouds of hydrogen chloride and sulfur dioxide gas, which sting the eyes and sear the lungs. For generations, local miners have braved these conditions with minimal protection to harvest the solid sulfur that condenses around the vents. They carry heavy baskets of this devil's gold up the steep crater rim, working in one of the most poisonous environments imaginable. Kawah Ijen is a place of sublime, otherworldly light, but it is a light that emanates from a deeply dangerous and corrosive heart. Number 3. Mount Everest, Nepal and China. There is, perhaps no greater symbol of human ambition and the challenge of nature than the world's highest peak, Mount Everest. Standing at a colossal 8,848 meters above sea level, its summit, known as Sagarmatha in Nepal and Chomolungma in Tibet, just pierces the jet stream. For climbers, it really represents the ultimate prize, a quest that pushes the boundaries of physical and mental endurance. But, this majestic mountain is also one of the most dangerous places a human can willingly go. The primary danger lies in the altitude. Above 8,000 meters is the so-called death zone, an altitude at which the concentration of oxygen is so low that the human body can no longer acclimatize. Cells begin to die, and climbers are basically in a state of slow decay. The risk of high-altitude cerebral edema and high-altitude pulmonary edema, fatal conditions where the brain and lungs fill with fluid, is ever present. Frostbite can claim fingers, toes, and noses in just minutes, and the extreme cold can lead to life-threatening hypothermia. Beyond the physiological challenges, Everest is a place of extreme and unpredictable weather. Storms can appear with terrifying speed, bringing hurricane-force winds and whiteout conditions that can trap climbers on the exposed ridges. Avalanches and collapsing ice seracs pose a constant deadly threat. The route to the summit is littered with the bodies of those who have perished, grim markers of the mountain's unforgiving nature. To climb Everest is not just to conquer a mountain, it's to enter a realm where life is fragile and every decision carries the weight of mortality. Number 2, Mount Washington, New Hampshire, USA. One might assume that the world's most dangerous mountains are all titans like Everest, located in the remote Himalayas. But our next destination proves that lethality is not always a matter of height. We travel to the presidential range of the White Mountains in New Hampshire, USA, to a peak that stands at a modest 1,917 meters. This is Mount Washington, a mountain with a gentle name and a ferocious temperament. It is, quite simply, the most dangerous small mountain in the world. Its danger stems from its unique geographical position. It stands at the confluence of several major storm tracks, primarily from the Atlantic, the Gulf, and the Pacific Northwest. This convergence, combined with the mountain's topography, creates a funnel effect that accelerates wind speeds to incredible velocities. In 1934, the Mount Washington Observatory recorded a wind gust of 231 miles per hour, one of the fastest wind speeds ever recorded on the Earth's surface, that was not associated with a tornado or cyclone. The weather on Mount Washington is notoriously erratic and can change in the blink of an eye. A pleasant summer day at the base can be a raging sub-zero blizzard at the summit. Temperatures can plummet dramatically, and the combination of extreme cold and hurricane-force winds creates a wind chill factor that is beyond deadly. More than 150 people have died on its slopes, many of them experienced hikers who were caught off guard by the mountain's sudden, violent mood swings. Mount Washington is a powerful lesson that in nature, size does not always equate to safety. Number 1, Fukushima Exclusion Zone, Japan. We arrive at the final and in many ways most tragic location on our list. This is not a danger forged by nature over millennia, but one created by human ingenuity and, honestly, human error in a matter of hours. We are in Japan at the site of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. In March of 2011, a massive undersea earthquake triggered a devastating tsunami. The towering waves overwhelmed the power plant's seawall, flooding the facility and disabling its cooling systems. The result was a triple nuclear meltdown, the most severe nuclear accident since Chernobyl. In the aftermath, the Japanese government established an exclusion zone around the stricken plant, evacuating over 150,000 residents from their homes. Today, this zone remains a haunting, silent landscape. Towns and villages lie abandoned, frozen in the moment of their desertion. Cars sit rusting in driveways, bicycles lie where they were dropped, and nature has begun its slow, inexorable process of reclamation, with vegetation creeping over roads and through empty houses. It is a post-apocalyptic scene brought to life. The air itself is the enemy. Though cleanup efforts are ongoing, hotspots of high radiation persist throughout the zone, making it unsafe for permanent human habitation. The danger is invisible, odorless, and silent, a constant threat of cellular damage and long-term illness for anyone exposed. The Fukushima exclusion zone is more than just a dangerous place. It is a profound and sobering monument to the catastrophic potential of the power we wield, and a reminder that the consequences of our mistakes can create wounds on the landscape that will take centuries, if not millennia, to heal. From the poisoned isles of the Pacific to the boiling depressions of Africa, we have journeyed through the planet's most extreme and perilous environments. These 15 locations serve as powerful reminders of the raw, untamable forces that have shaped and continue to shape our world. They are places of terrifying beauty and profound danger, where the line between life and death is, honestly, razor thin. They challenge our perception of the planet as a benign home and reveal its capacity for immense indifferent power. These are not places for us, they are realms where nature's laws are absolute and unforgiving. To explore them, even from a distance, is to gain a deeper respect for the delicate balance that allows life to flourish in the safer corners of our world. It fosters a sense of humility and a profound appreciation for the environments we can inhabit. Perhaps the greatest lesson from these forbidden lands is the importance of understanding and protecting the places we are fortunate enough to call home. Our exploration of this incredible planet is far from over. There are countless more wonders, mysteries, and stories to uncover. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications on, so you don't miss our next adventure into the wild heart of the world. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the danger zone. Stay curious and stay safe.